Let's start September, you guys. So you guys, August was pretty trash. Nothing much happened in August in regards to paychecks. I received 2 paychecks at the beginning week of August. One of $200, which was from my job, which was because they used up my PTO hours when they got renewed. And then $600 from the state disability. And that's all the income that I received from work. Good thing is, I started my new position on the 28th. So, I'm hoping September is going to be awesome. I have depleted half of my emergency fund from what I used to have. Not terrible, but it does like create anxiety towards like what I should do next. I want to say that with this new position and this new like pay bump, I'm gonna restart my debt-free journey. I'm hoping to put that in gear, but also it's like one of those unnecessary evils of which to choose. Do you want to like pay off debt, or do you want to like revamp that emergency savings? You know, it's like, what do you do? What do you do? It's like, I don't know. But anywho, for September, I'm hoping that my electric bill is not too expensive. It has been hot. It is kind of weird because we had a hurricane, or what was it, like a hurricane here in LA. It was pouring crazy for like 2 days straight. Nothing insane. I didn't get any flooding. But yeah, it was gloomy for an entire week, and then Hurricane Hillary came. And then now we're like in this massive heat wave, so I'm just like melting. So the only thing I'm worried for September is my electric bill. Also, unexpectedly, I thought that my renter's insurance was due in October. However, it was due like August 17th, and I kept getting like calls saying, hey, we're going to cancel your policy because it's like been past due. So whatever money I had left over in my bank account got depleted by my renter's insurance. I had to pay my regular renter's insurance, and if you guys don't know, natural disaster renter's insurance is an add-on. It's not covered by basic policy. So yeah, since we live here in LA, we do get earthquakes, so I have an earthquake policy added on to my renter's insurance, because if there's an earthquake and this building falls apart and my shit gets crushed, that's what will cover my stuff. Now if there's like, I don't know, I wouldn't know what like a regular normal renter's insurance coverage is, maybe like a fire, then that policy will be separate from that. But yeah, if it's a natural disaster, my shit won't be covered, so that's why I added it on. But anywho, good also news though that I remembered is that my car insurance sent me my deductible back. So I'm guessing my whole car accident stuff is finally getting like fixed, because they did refund me my deductible, which is nice to have $500 thrown at me when everything that I had in my account was like $1. And that's exactly how I'm starting September, like with $1, and I gotta go cash that check. But anywho, enough about that nonsense rambling that I'm doing. I'm gonna set up September, and I think it's a 3 paycheck scenario. One of the paychecks is gonna be from my previous role, so it's going to be a tiny paycheck because there was like a couple of days that I was not working still, and then 2 of them will be like my actual new pay. And to be honest, you guys, pay bumps and proper pay really do make a difference in like your work mental health. Because before I would be so miserable. I'm like, man, I'm getting underpaid for like my value, for what I can, you know, offer and all that shit. And now that I'm like, I feel like I'm getting paid for what I'm able to bring to the company. Bitch, I'm happy. I am happy. My ass gets up. I'm at work and I don't complain. And it's like, wow. Money really does make a difference, because you know you're getting paid for your value, and you know that at home you're gonna be fine because you could afford your bills. You can afford a basic lifestyle, which is just rent and utilities, especially since it's so expensive here in LA. But anywho, enough about that. Let's get started with September. I really love the graphics that I had like 2 years ago, so I recycled them and made them for September. 2 years ago, I think I had it for October, but for October, I'm planning on doing a spooky theme. So my floral babes or like anything, like if you guys don't like spooky stuff, just know that October will be spooky themed. So just giving you a heads up. Okay, anywho, I'm gonna flip you guys over and let's set up my September calendar. Because for August, I didn't even try to budget because I'm just like $200 and $600 does nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. I was like just so disappointed because I'm just like my emergency fund is taking care of everything. Also, it's so hot. I need to turn on the AC. This heat wave is killing me. Okay, bye you guys. Let's flip you over. Alright, so here is my budget planner, you guys. It's right here. Am I ready for September? No. Do I like what's coming in September? Yes. Because, I didn't mention in the intro, I'm getting a pay bump. Okay? I'm getting a pay bump. So starting August of the 28th, my new pay hit. So when I get paid again on the 15th, that will be reflected. And that is the only thing keeping me sane right now, you guys. But anyhow, this is how September looks like. I don't know why this is so blurry. Like, please focus. September's here. And like always, I start off with rent. Rent on my own is $1,400. And I feel like now that I'm in that pay bump, it's going to be a lot easier to do that. Before, like, yeah, I would struggle because it was taking, I want to say, half of my paycheck every single time I would pull from it. And I feel like now it's finally going back to its normal self, literally. Then I have my natural gas. I ran out of my California climate change credit, so I'm back to paying my natural gas. This month, it's only $7.92, which is usually around the budget I usually make. It's usually like $8 or up to $10, and that's where I like to keep it at. Spotify is supposed to be $9.99. I just saw the charge on my bank account. It went up $1. So it is $10.99. And yeah. So that's something that I'm debating on keeping or not, but chances are I will keep it. Medical health insurance for Kaiser at $160-$190. This does not come out of my paycheck because I buy my insurance through Covered California because it's a lot cheaper. It's way cheaper than what it costs me to get it from my job. So yeah, that's that. Next thing I have is my phone bill. This is the only thing that has stayed steady in my life. And I hope it stays that way because my phone bill is the only thing that seems to be cheap and stay cheap, technically. I do have like a subscription for iCloud that I got a mark on here, and that one is for $2.99. And I think I want to use purple, to be honest. So iCloud storage. So I didn't know that if you run out of storage, your phone practically stops working. I didn't know that until I hit my phone storage limit. And my, what do you call it? Oh, freaking fly, go away. And I think this is on the 17th, to be honest. When I hit my, and I didn't know that was possible until I hit my limit in my phone storage and in my iCloud, so I maxed out both. So my phone just would not work. I couldn't receive messages, I couldn't look at emails, like everything was practically unusable, and I thought, what the fuck? TBH. Yeah, that was interesting. Very interesting. Okay, my Amazon credit card, my emotional spending card, the one I'm paying off, that I don't think I will concentrate on just yet, just because I'm finally getting my feet back on the ground. I'll pay the bare minimum, but other than that, I don't think that's happening. Now, it doesn't look like I have a sticker for electricity, which is kind of weird. Let me see. Yeah, no, I don't have one. It's probably because I hadn't been paying one for such a long time, because I was doing the California climate credit on it for a very long time. So I'm just going to use one of these things. Also, don't mind the children. It's always usually around this hour that they love to run around upstairs. Don't blame them. They're children. They need to release all that energy from them. But for electricity, I'm really happy with it. It is $54 and 63 cents. And this is in the middle dead heat of summer. So you know my ass was not turning that AC on, and I was keeping that door open. I was making sure that door stayed open, and if I did use anything, it was like the fan setting and not the AC setting. So I'm pretty proud of that electricity bill. Okay, car insurance is next, and that one is staying consistent at $149.16. I did get a refund for my deductible, so I'm hoping like my whole, what do you call it, insurance claim lawsuit is going through. So yeah, because I was not at fault for when that happened. Next, I do have my internet. Internet is $79.98. It went up $10 like 2 months ago, and I was gonna cancel it, right? Because it was going up 90. And then the guy was like, no, keep your internet and keep the phone line, and we'll leave it at $69.99. And then like a month later it bumped up to $10, and it was like, oh, we're sorry, we can't like keep up with like pricing being so cheap. And it's like, nah, you're just trying to get like sneaky with how like people and inflation are working right now. They're like, so someone like, you know, increases their prices, you're like, well, you know what, I can do it too, because I'm pretty sure half of these things don't need to be inflated so much. But you know, if one gets away with it, why can another? That's just like my brain thought over it. The only thing that I have for subscriptions besides Spotify is Discovery Plus, and that's $6.99. And that's also on the 25th. I gotta figure out something about Planet Fitness, because they started charging me like $60, and I was just like, excuse me. And since it's maintained in what do you call it, in a bank account where that is like strictly monitored, with just exact amount of money that the bills need to pay out, it hasn't been going through. So I need to go and cancel that. Like literally, I need to go and cancel that. Anywho, that is how this month is looking like. There are no birthdays in place this month, thank God. Birthday season does not start until freaking October, so I'm still in the clear for that. The only holidays that it looks like we have is Labor Day. So that is how my month is looking like. So what I want to go ahead and do now is I want to do my debt update. Now I'm going to be real honest with you guys. Oh, you're right. I did accumulate debt while I was on like basically unemployment, and part of it had to be because I didn't want to use my emergency fund. I'd rather put it on my card, and that was really dumb of me. But I honestly hate seeing how like it was my emergency was going down. So I do have PayPal credit again, and what I called for the meantime credit card. And what I mean by that is because I was in employment, I was like, I'm going to use this in the meantime. And then when I get back to it, I'm going to pay it all off. Which, let's be honest, that was such a dumb thing to think. But that's exactly what happened. So I'm going to lay those down. And then I'll do an entire debt update. Because my bitch ass was being reckless. And you know what? Emotional times, like being unemployed. Well, it's not even unemployed, but just having no income come in is really scary. And my backup was a credit card, even though I had emergency funds. I know. But touching it already was just scary as it is. And I did not know how long it was going to last. And I was just like, I'm not about to deplete this thing so fast. Okay, my camera died in the middle of all of that. But like what I was saying is, it was pretty dumb what I did. Do I regret it? No. And this is the only reason why I justified it, you guys. And this is also kind of stupid. Besides like me not wanting to like deplete my emergency fund. It was, I'm gonna come back to work and my pay will be really bumped. It'll be twice as what it was. So that was also my thinking. Oh my god. Yeah, no. So, anywho, for my in the meantime credit card, the minimum payment is $48. That is also due when the emotional spending card is due. But you guys want to know something so ridiculous? My emotional spending card was not touched at all. I literally put a different meaning to a different card and went from there. I'm so ridiculous. And then PayPal credit, I don't know what it was, but I was just like, you know what? I should have fun and I don't care. So I decided to put other shit that I wasn't supposed to. Like what I'm talking about, like home goods and stuff. That kind of shit. Like home goods, Marshalls. That spending went on PayPal credit because I was online shopping. And it was only for spooky season stuff. And that's all I put on there. But this one is $30. And this is the smallest balance ever. But like what I think of all the cards that I have, it's the smallest one. This one, I'm not even sure when it's due, to be honest. I think it's on the 27th. But yeah, like the bottom part of my month is heavy again. But if I get rid of those, like if I just cover that, then everything else is just house bills. So it doesn't look that terrible. But these two, oh my god, that's what I get. But anyhow, let's do my debt update for the month. So like that you guys know exactly what what mess I did while I was in freak out mode. Also, if you see like a little bug flying through, I have somehow gotten gnats during the summer. And I swear to God, I clean everything every 5 seconds and they still survive. Every day I see a new one and I try to murder them as much as I can because I'm like, no mercy. But anyhow, besides that, let me go back to what I was talking about, which is my debt. And yeah, my reasoning behind this nonsense is I was going to come back with a better pay. So I was justifying that as being able to afford debt, which makes no sense. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. And like always, it's easy to get into debt. It's hella hard to get out of it. And of course, I don't listen. I don't freaking listen at all. I don't listen one bit. I'm like, what's the point of having an emergency fund if you're gonna be guilty about touching it? But honestly, like when like chunks like $3,000, $2,000, like $1,500 keeps coming out of it, and even up to this month, I mean, it was like June, July, August. It was like 3 months worth of usage. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna put my groceries and my gas on a credit card. And yeah, it was no good. So let me find my phone so I can give you numbers, true numbers. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the first one is PayPal credit. Oh Lord. Now this was not also for a part of it, a chunk of it. It was what do you call it? Spooky season stuff. But then one of my favorite brands was closing their jewelry shop, and I was just like, nah. I'm like, I'm gonna buy all the pieces that I didn't get while they were open. So I went on a shopping spree for that specific website, and I bought a ton of jewelry, necklaces in general. And honestly, my front-facing videos are the only things that are gonna make it a freaking tax deduction, because I'm like, that's gonna be part of like personal maintenance for videos when I do my taxes at the end of the year. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna leave it as. I'm thinking PayPal is due on the 27th. I have a feeling that it is due on the 27th. And the minimum payment for that one is $30 because I literally just accumulated that. Literally. And then the next two ones, one has been there, my emotional spending card, but the just because of what's going on scenario, that's the new one that I have. So this is my freedom card. And this was the only credit card that I had kept just because of credit score purposes, but it was on lock. Temptation hit hard, so apparently lock didn't work anymore. And I unlocked it and started just, like I said, putting groceries, putting gas. And I think also like Bean got sick pretty bad at one point, and I was swapping out like her foods. She needed appointment, and I was just like, what's going on? What's going on with this damn cat? She was driving me nuts. I was literally panicking for her. So yeah, like animal stuff, expensive. This one is due on the, I believe, the same day as the other one. We're on the 21st, one of those. And this one, I think the minimum payment is $48. And then my emotional spending card, which is my Amazon credit card. That one is the only one I didn't touch. But interest is eating me alive, I will tell you that. Interest is eating me alive. So the minimum due payment is really high. And I'll add this up for you guys in a bit. But yeah, that is... That's the sad part. I was doing so well, and something always happens, and I feel like I get deteriorated. So if you are watching my debt-free journey and you're seeing the nonsense that my debt goes up and down, cleared completely and comes back, I'm sorry. I have no words other besides close the damn credit cards entirely. Close them. You don't need them. I'm like, the temptation will always be there. And clearly I have no control, because look at that. I was half of that. Half. This was all I had left. And in, what is it, 1, 2, 3 months, I doubled my debt. Doubled it. I am dangerous, you guys. Dangerous. My God. Swear, it's the worst. It's the worst. I'm the worst. I'm literally the worst. But like I said, I'm like, this is my debt-free journey. I'm not a financial guru. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm like, these videos are just for your entertainment, to see me struggle through what it is of what my personal finances look like. Whew. So there we go. At least that's not as bad. This used to be almost like $900 when I first started the year, so $226 out of my pay is not as bad. But yeah, that shouldn't even be happening, TBH. But we are here. And you know what? I feel like putting a transaction log. I feel like it's necessary. I feel like a transaction log of payments will help my spirits. Like, because I'm literally going to be like, well, I was throwing this at it. So here's my progress. So I can like stay accountable for this month. And since I'm back to working, I'm back to being full-time, I'm back to getting paid now on a set schedule all over again with a higher pay bump, I feel like this will hopefully shrink extremely fast. Extremely fast. That is the goal. It is legit the goal. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out, and that'll be the end of this video because I've been talking too long. Way too long for my own good. And I'm sure I won't need all this space to do a transaction log for my deck because I'm not planning on like throwing 1,000 tiny little dead snowballs at it, but for what it's worth, I'm just gonna have it fill out the entire page. That is how my debt update looks like. So I'm in debt $8,158.73, but my calendar doesn't look that bad. It's just these 2 days that are full of debt. Other than that, everything is house bills, normal living expenses. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I was a little chatty, but I am back. I'm on a normal schedule now. I'm back to work. I'm getting paid a normal schedule, business stuff, and yeah, this is hopefully gonna be an easier round than it was. So, but my next paychecks are gonna be the 15th and the 29th. It technically is a 3-month paycheck because I did get paid on the 1st, but that was kind of a shitty pay too because it involved no paydays because of days I couldn't go to work because of like follow-up appointments regarding my health. So it wasn't the best paycheck ever, but these should be full amounts and I'm gonna be so excited for them. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Stickers are from my shop. The planner is from Erika, but you can get it in a 7x9 because this I made using a bunch of their products and I smushed them together. But yeah, link in the bio if you're interested. Alright, I love you guys and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!